Hello everyone, coming to you today from Oxford, Mississippi at the University of Mississippi. This is EV etiquette lesson number 2. But first of all, I need to plug in. Earlier I spoke with somebody and it was at a hotel. It was a parking attendant and they had chargers there, and I was asking him where the chargers were. And he said, well, they're in the corner, but there's an event tonight, and this is the hotel parking, and they're only allowing people that are guests to stay. So he was actually cool enough. He said, after we talked for a little bit, he said, you know what, go ahead and park. But I went back there, and they were busy. There was an electric Mustang in one and a Nissan Leaf in the other, so it's all good. They were not iced. We'll talk about icing in another video. But he made a comment, which was, oh, there's a Blink charger or a charger over at McDonald's, but that's not for Teslas. And I thought, a lot of people don't realize that even though Teslas have their own chargers, Teslas can charge at regular chargers. And this is how, let me show you. So I'm at the garage here. Here's my car. And they're kind enough to have 2 level 2 free chargers. These are non-Tesla chargers. So I'm gonna grab my Tesla adapter. This end is, for anyone that's familiar with EVs, is the Tesla end, and this is standard end. So the way it works is I pop open my flap, pop in the plug, and then I grab the charger here. Pop it in. This one doesn't seem to be. Okay. So now it's flashing blue, it's getting ready, flashing green. That means it's charging. So, good to go. What's etiquette about this? Well, the etiquette is this. If, you know, these chargers here, there's 1, 2, the chargers themselves probably cost about $500 each. They had to run electrical, who knows where they ran the electric to. That might have been $500, $1,000. I've seen charging installations where an installation might require a transformer, a sub-panel, 400 feet of conduit. It could be a $10,000 expense. We don't know how much this one cost, but the point is, they did something nice. There's complimentary parking. Actually, I don't think the parking is complimentary. I'm gonna go pay for the ticket in a minute. But there's complimentary charging. So the etiquette thing is this: if some organization, some business owner is kind enough to install chargers, and then the EV users do this. This is not cool. You see this mess of cables right here? More mess. Now, when I get done charging mine, I'm gonna clean up the cables, but while I'm here charging, I'm gonna show a little love to the University of Mississippi and tidy up their cables. Let's see if I can set this up so you can see. I didn't bring a tripod on this trip, so I'm gonna have to wing it. Bear with me. I'm gonna give you a view of the ceiling for a moment. It's not that interesting. By the way, wallets make great tripods, as long as it's not too windy. So what I do first is I'm gonna pull the cable out, kind of straighten it out. Right now, by the way, my hands are relatively clean. They're gonna be dirty after this, but I have some wet wipes and I'll clean them up. So I pull the cable out straight and unkink it. This video is not capturing that really well, but another one will. don't leave your wallet on the roof or it might disappear. So as you can see, that's a little bit more respectful and not too dirty. Now another thing I noticed while I'm here, if you look here, the two orange lights are on, and if we compare that to this one, oh, actually these are different chargers, but this one's green. So there's a button here. A lot of people might come plug in, think it's not working, but all they have to do is hit the reset button. Maybe this one's working. Maybe it's supposed to be orange, I'm not sure. I plugged into the old one. But anyway, that's EV etiquette lesson number 2, is show a little love to the people that installed the charging stations and tidy up their cables while you're waiting for a charge, you know? And also, notice how I did these long loops. It's even better if the charger was up higher on the wall, then you can have a long loop, because what happens then is when you pull the cable, you can, without having the cable all sitting on the floor, you can have it like just one loop, and it plugs into the car, and then it makes it easy to loop it back, you know? Especially if you're going to an event or something and you're all dressed up. It's really frustrating when someone's left the cable all over the floor, it's covered in dust, and then when they're coming through the garage cleaning with the blower, it gets all covered in dust. You know, keeping it a little tidy, it's a good thing. Makes you feel good. So there you go. Go buy an EV if you can, plug it in, and don't forget to keep the cable tidy. Oh, by the way, some people, now, admittedly, it looks much nicer if you do a really tight reel, like kind of like you would your garden hose. And a lot of EV owners, when they first buy their electric car and they put the charger on their wall and they have it all neat and tidy and they're so proud, and then they go to the supermarket and they plug in and they put it back all, and then before they know it, they're like, oh wow, this is, first of all, hard work. Because tidying up your garden hose while you're gardening is fine, and then when you're finished, you rinse off your hands. But there's no water involved in a charging station. You're gonna get your hands dirty. So it's, as much as it looks good to have a nice tight cord on the holster, it's not really practical. You want to have long loops so that ideally you grab the plug and boom, it's into the car, and just one loop. And then when you put it back, put it back. Now, another little thing to think about is unplug to the right, plug in to the left. Unplug to the left, plug in to the right. Don't do this. Don't do like plug in to the right, unplug to the right, and then plug in to the right, and then you wind up with a telephone cord style charging station. So anyway, not such a short video. Something you can do to make us have a cleaner. Oh, I just noticed something. Check this out. So I mentioned to you, it's better if the charger is higher. And I noticed, look, this one is this far from that lip. And this one here, they put it right up to the lip. So somebody figured out it's better to have them higher, and in my opinion, even higher. If it's public parking, a lot of times the building code will require that at least one of the chargers, and if they only have one, that one has to be lower for disability access for someone in a wheelchair, which obviously is good for them. But outside of that, having it higher, it's better. It keeps the cable up from the dirt and makes it stay clean. So there you go. EV etiquette lesson number 2. Thanks for watching. My girlfriend's calling. I gotta go. Enjoy your life.